Welcome to Planet Microcap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me today is Richard Kellam. He is the president and CEO of Data Communications Management. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you: DCM on the TSX and DCMDF on the OTCQX. Richard, good to see you, man. How you doing?
Great to see you, Robert. Doing great. Doing great.
I bet you the company's been a little busy. We're recording this on Monday, February 27, 2023. Last week, the company announced both the acquisition of the Canadian operations of R. Donnelley & Sons and a pre-release of the preliminary full year 2022 financial results. So I figured we kind of start there with these two pieces of news. So let's start with the acquisition. Tell us about this, how this came about, and why this is what it is for the company.
Yeah. So how it came about, obviously, is it's an organization that we know well from the market, kind of similar size to DCM, but 250 million in revenue. And we thought perfect opportunity, so started having some conversations with them that we could be a bigger and better business together. And those conversations led to where we are today, where we announced the acquisition, still obviously subject to Competition Bureau review, but real, solid benefits, really combining two companies with great complementary operating models and best-in-class products, lots of innovation in the pipeline, and strong customer relationships. As I said, combined will be north of 525 million in revenue. Real opportunity for us to leverage some of the digital-first capabilities that we have here at DCM into the clients that our Donnelley Canada has as well. So opportunities for that kind of digital acceleration, creating a lot of meaningful benefits to clients or customers that we've got. Clearly they all see that we could be much better together. And then there's some attractive financial benefits and a lot of value creation to be delivered through this transaction as well. So we're certainly super excited and pleased with this acquisition.
And for those who aren't familiar with the DCM story, can you give a quick overview of the company so that folks can better understand? Okay, that now I see how R. Donnelley fits in there.
Yeah, so we've been around for 64 years. We play in the marketing and advertising services space here in Canada. A lot of that ends up as a physical printed product. We've got printing assets across Canada, but more and more of our output, if you will, of our delivery is ending up in a digital delivery as well. The advertising or the marketing communication market in Canada is a very attractive market, north of a $68 billion market. And if you zoom down into just the print market, that's also around a $10 billion market. So that's kind of the market that we play in, anything between that kind of macro advertising market and that micro print market. When I say micro, still a $10 billion market. We'll be 525 million of a $10 billion market. So lots of opportunities for accelerated growth there.
All right, and then getting to the other piece of news that Data Communication Management put out last week about your preliminary full year 2022 financial results. Tell us, what were some of these results that you can publicly talk about, as well as the timing of it? You literally put this out on the same day as announcing the acquisition. So I'd like to hear your thoughts there.
Yeah, let me answer your second question first. We put it out the same day because we wanted to release our earnings to really show the market, our shareholders, that we're entering this acquisition from a position of strength. So we had a very solid year in 2022 of building both a bigger and a better business. Sort of the journey we started when I joined a couple of years ago. On the revenue side, our revenue on the year, and these are unaudited numbers, right? So I got to give you a bit of a range at this point, between 270 million and 274 million. And that's an increase between 15% to 16.5% versus a year ago. So solid growth on the year on revenue. Gross margin improvements as well. So building a better business, building a bigger business, now building a better business in gross margin. A range between 30.5 and 31, and gross profit up between 20 and 21%. So love seeing gross profit grow faster than revenue, and you're seeing that, right? Revenue kind of in that 16 range and gross profit in that 20 range. So hence the improvement of gross margin. Continue to build a better business, so our SG&A costs decline as well, down between 2.8 and 3.3 points, which then leads to a very positive and solid EBITDA. EBITDA up between 41 and 45% versus last year, in that 35.5 to 36.5 range. So great delivery on kind of all lines of our P&L. And I think the other thing we're proud of is we made a commitment to the street to have zero restructuring in 2022. And we certainly deliver that zero restructuring versus 9.7 million a year ago. So a nice kind of clean P&L really puts us in a position of strength to do the acquisition that we announced.
Absolutely. One last question on the acquisition, as well as, reporting as well. When do you expect the acquisition to officially close, and then that to reflect on that quarter?
Yeah, it's a great question. So any transaction of this size, we needs to be filed with the Competitive Bureau of Canada. So we actually filed on last Thursday, right after the deal was announced. So our file is now in, and anywhere from 30 to 60 days, kind of likely around that 45-day mark, is when we will have clearance. We expect, obviously, the Competitive Bureau has their work to do. All things are good within that kind of 45-day range. So that puts us into quarter two, kind of the start of quarter two or middle of quarter two. That's certainly what we're expecting.
And Richard, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on data communications management?
So you can go to DCM or datacm.com for any information on our website, datacm.com. You can certainly go and look at news on any of the exchange notices, and that's dcm.to or dcmdf on the QX.
Very good. Well, Richard, thank you again for joining me. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. I look forward to our next update.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.